How's all my Terrys and Tories doing? It's November 13th, and there's no snow. And it's 6 degrees Celsius. I'm going to assume that's just a little under 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd have to do the math, and, well, if you're interested, Google it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a November in Montana, especially as far north in Montana. I'm just in from the Canadian border. I haven't even hit Shelby yet. But I don't think I've ever seen this late into November without snow here. Or snow in Alberta for that matter. I think we've had snow, it just didn't stick around. It's a great day to be hauling oversized. I don't have a big run. I'm just going to Spokane. Gotta be there for the 15th, so I got all the time in the world to get there. No rush, just sit back, enjoy, and try to get some fuel mileage. Kind of hard to do when you're hauling big stuff, but we do what we can. I hope all my other fellow drivers are out there turning a mile with a good paying load. I know good paying loads are a little hard to find right now. We're in a slump in the economy and have been for a little while. There's hit or miss freight out there, but it seems to be a very weak market at the moment. I looked at the truck auctions, and they're like Ritchie Brothers and Iron Planet and all of them, and they've got an abundance of trucks right now, which typically means that newer trucks that would be under lease within a year or two old kind of trucks, that typically means that the economy's completely in the toilet and a lot of guys aren't making it, and the banks are taking their trucks. That hurts me to see. It's I don't want to see anybody go out of business, but as guys go under, it creates a window of opportunity for other guys to expand and grow and take on new parts of the market. So there's good and bad with an economy like this, but I hope anybody that sees my video is being successful and weathering the storm, because I don't think it'll last. I don't know if the economy will come back before New Year's, but that's why I'm leased to a carrier, not doing my own solo thing. These guys are good at getting freight. When I tried doing my solo thing, I wasn't very good at getting my own freight, and getting stuff coming back to Canada was fine, but getting stuff to go down south was always a challenge for me. So I typically do some hauls across Canada, and then I'd jump over the border into a big city to grab a good paying load going all the way across to the other side of Canada to stay in business. And I was doing okay with that, but it's definitely a lot easier when I've got the support of a carrier that has a team in the office doing things, and I'm not trying to do it from a truck. I'm not a good office guy. That's why I've got an accountant and a carrier and a wife to handle a lot of my business side of stuff, which frees me up just to go out and work. I'm a great driver. I can make the truck make money. It's the other aspects of business that I fall short on. So I work with people that are better at that than me, and there's a time in a guy's career where he's got to make the decision: am I the guy for this job? Well, I'm the guy that is good as a lease operator. I'm not the guy to be out chasing freight and chasing payment and all that other stuff. I'm not the guy for that job. So I've picked my line in trucking. It works for me. You don't have to be a big solo independent if you have the skills for it, if you have the mindset for it. for it, as long as you're financially solid enough to weather that storm, because that's not an easy thing to do. And to the guys that do it, you impress me. I did it for 2 years, and I'll never dip my toe in that again. I like trucks. I love trucks. I love having my own truck because now I'm hands-on with the maintenance, the operation, and I get to pick what I drive. And I got a manual transmission instead of an automatic, which is what I prefer. Not putting down automatics. I had one of those too. It was okay truck. I miled it out. It broke my heart when it cost me 25 grand to get that transmission rebuilt. When I've had to do Ian Fuller 13s and 18 speeds, and they cost me under 10, and we're up and running in half the time. So I'll stick with what I know. I'll stick with what I like. But the automatics are not bad. Like I got 1.3 million out of that transmission, the automatic, and like I haul big stuff and I haul heavy haul, so that's pretty impressive out of an I-Shift. It was a good tranny. So guys that say an I-Shift's no good for heavy haul, I disagree. I disagree strongly. The company I'm leased to has a bunch of them, and they've done very well for the company. And I actually bought my previous truck off of the company, and it served me okay. It wasn't the best thing I ever had, but it was a lot of new technology stuff that I struggled with on that truck. And after treatment and just, yeah, I could go on a big rant about that truck. But it is what it is. It was what it was. And I'm back into Peterbilt. I am happier to be in this truck. Not that the Volvo was a bad truck, just I like the Pete better. I have owned many Volvos. Volvo as a brand has been very good to me. I've also owned many Freightliners, and they were good to me too. The older generation Freightliners were good to me. But I'm primarily Peterbilt, Kenworth, and I love Western Star. If I had it my way, I'd have nothing but Internationals, but they'd be old 90s, 80s, and 90s trucks, not the modern thing. That's what I like best, because that's what I grew up with on the farm. That's what I had for my first truck, and that's kind of where my heart lays. An International will never be as nice or as comfortable as the truck I have now, but your money also goes quite a bit farther when you spec out an International versus a Peterbilt. So there's a trade-off. At the end of the day, if you like the truck, if you love the truck, drive the truck, right? I'm really interested in these newer Macs, mainly because of the warranty that they come with. Their warranty is an ungodly beautiful thing. 1.2 million kilometers, that's the best warranty in the industry, hands down. Like, just an insane warranty. And then the price of the truck to buy it, it's pretty good. It's a cheaper option out there, fully loaded and all that. So I might entertain that as my next truck, but I just bought this truck back in April, so I've got a number of years in here. With how much I like this truck, I'm probably going to be willing to invest a little more money in this truck than others to keep it going. I'll probably I'll definitely rebuild the motor when it comes due, but I'll definitely run that motor its whole life until it's due to be done a third time, and then I'll probably call this truck quits at that time and order something new. So I'll be in here 5 to 8 years. That's about what I get out of the motor. But there again, I'm running a motor that I'm not overly familiar with, and I really don't know how long to expect out of this particular motor. So yeah, I'm hoping to get 2-3 years before a rebuild. I'd like to get longer than that, of course. But this truck's solid. I don't have a single complaint about it. I don't have a single worry about it. Everything is top notch. The dealership that I bought it through, they're very reputable. They're known for really going through their used trucks and making them good before they go out on the market. So, and they definitely did that on this truck. They didn't miss a beat on this. So I'm pretty happy with it. Actually, I wanted a 389, and I took the 567 for a test drive, and well, I bought the 567 because I liked it better. I do miss the big nose. Got a bit of a nose on this truck, as you can see in the camera. But it's not like that big old picnic table stuck out in front of me. But there again, if I hook to a Conestoga or a van trailer, the aerodynamics of this will help a little bit with fuel mileage that the big nose wouldn't. When I'm hauling oversized like I am right now, aerodynamics don't exist. They don't matter at that point. And I don't care what anybody says. My Volvo and my buddy's 389, when we were hauling oversized together, we were getting very similar fuel mileage, hauling identical loads. So like, a lot of the time he was actually beating me for fuel mileage, but he also had quite a bit more power than me. He was 675 horsepower, and I was only 500 horse. So that horsepower actually helped quite a bit with the wind. And he had much heavier gearing than I had. He had 390s, which is what this truck has on tall rubber. I am thinking about re-gearing this truck in the future. But that's a bridge I'll cross next year, maybe. I am getting good fuel mileage as it is. But all things you gotta think about as an owner, operator, lease operator, what have you. When I bought this truck, there was no other options for a manual transmission. It was this or a ProStar. And I did test drive that ProStar, but it was a big fleet truck, and it wasn't well maintained, and it showed it. It was a lot cheaper than this truck. It was half the money, but I knew that I'd be throwing major dollars into that truck right away, and I'm a big guy. When I sat in that truck, my elbow was touching the window. I've got a clear foot to the window from my elbow in this. So for comfort, this is far superior. So I couldn't go the other way. But yeah. So that's my little blurb about the weather and my truck and what have you. Just wanted to put some content out there and hopefully get some feedback. Let me know what you're driving. Let me know what you're hauling. Yeah, tell me what part of the world you're in. I'm cruising through Montana. I love this part of the world. I love the big sky. I love the mountains off to the west. It's beautiful. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody's scenery. But it feels like home here. It's very similar to where I live in Alberta. So yeah, let me know where you're at. Let me know what you're driving. Maybe throw a picture of your truck down there in the comments. I am a truck freak. I love them all. It doesn't matter if it's a Volvo, a Mack, Kenworth, Peterbilt, Western Star, cab over, or conventional. I want many cab overs. And, well, I'd love to have one again, but I think my days of cab overs are done. Unless somebody like Scania or DAF or MAN start manufacturing them here. Keep hearing rumors of that going to happen, but it never has, and I've been hearing these rumors for over 10 years. I know Scania did make trucks in North America, or, well, they made them in Europe, but brought them to North America for a short bit there in the 80s, but they didn't last, and they really didn't take off. The sales numbers didn't work out. The trucks were too heavy, and I know that there was a dealership in Chicago that was selling them, and another one in New Jersey. And I know you can get parts for the Scanias from a place in New Jersey too. But yeah, they never really took off because of how heavy and how expensive they were. But I'd like to see it happen again. I'd like to see the cab over come here. I think the cab over is a superior truck personally from an engineering standpoint. A lot of guys will disagree with me, and that's good. I'd like to hear your opinion. I know the convenience of working on a cab over when I had them, flipping that cab up and getting into that whole motor. It made life easier. It did cause complications. I thought my microwave was tied down good in the bunk once. Well, that went right through the windshield when I flipped the cab up, so I learned a hard lesson that time, because new windshield, new microwave, right? And the embarrassment that went along with it. Because of course I flipped the cab up in the yard to do a good PM on it, and a whole bunch of guys were standing around when my microwave went crashing through, and of course everybody had a good laugh at my expense. And when I see the old guys say they like to poke fun at me even now, 15 years later, right? It's good for a laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself, don't get out of bed. But yeah, hope everybody's having a great day. I hope the roads are as nice for you as they are for me. This is beautiful, no traction issues, little bit of wind, beautiful hill to go down and climb the other side of here, just south of Shelby. So yeah, let me know what you're to and what you're at, and everybody have a great day. Remember, don't be an asshole. That's my job. Bye-bye.